trying to think about listening and talking about being in touch with ourselves totally and what life really means to us. This is The Invitation by Orion Mountain Dreamer. Yes. It doesn't interest me what you are doing for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know that if you have touched the center of your soul, if you have been opened by life's betrayals, or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own. If you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes, without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes! It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. It was so difficult to choose which stanzas to not say in this poem. It is so powerful. We here are all so connected. So we come to the part, into this time, where Will and I share our jolts. And we've both had several. Mine began, I guess, living in Nigeria. I was living in Nigeria at the time with my first husband, and he didn't like to listen very well, and he liked to control things, which is the reason we got divorced. And I remember him driving. Did we just lose power?
No,
Okay,
you're good.
okay. And I had this, this was the first time this had happened to me. I had this overwhelming, incredible feeling to stop, to pull off of the road and stop. And I told him that. And for once, he really listened to me. And we did. And there was a curve. Just around the curve came a huge truck. We would have been butter if we had kept going. And then, long story short, we were divorced, and I learned that in counseling that he had 8 out of the 10 characteristics of a personality with a borderline disorder, personality disorder. That made me feel better. Also made me understand why I, where I didn't set boundaries. And then Rod and I had both been, when Rod and I met, we had both been married to mentally ill spouses, so we got along really well. We really did. We could help each other. And I was living the typical American unconscious life of, my husband was the dean of the business school at OU, and so we lived in nirvana, what I consider nirvana. He retired from university, and we had a trip to Tuscany planned, and he was pronounced with a brain tumor. And he passed away. And I really no longer wanted it was fine with me if I checked out. And there were 3 incidences within a very short period of time. I'll name 2 of them. One of them, we were in the middle of a huge renovation at the time that he died. And we had a gas leak in the house, and the guys who came said, you know what? You're really lucky to be there. Somebody's watching over you. You could have taken out the whole block. And I thought that one gave me pause. And then the next one was the electrical circuit right next to the sink was not wired properly, and we had the electrician out, and I touched the sink, the water and the outlet at the same time, I would have been electrocuted. That one got my attention. I said, okay, God, I realize I'm supposed to be here. I'm a little slow. It took me a while. But here I am, and that began to change my life.
And now you found your life purpose with this work. In 1964, I dropped out of high school and just got out of jail and was headed down a really bad path. And I was in a plane crash in Purcell and broke my back and was in the hospital and got out. And it shifted. That incident was a jolt for me. It shifted my life. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It saved my life. I would probably be in prison now myself. So I went to college and went back to high school, finished high school, went to college. And then another joke was in February of 1990, I was living the life of Riley in Colorado. I just finished a big day of skiing. We was at a pizza place and my cell phone rang, and I went outside to talk to my son, called me Collect from Dallas, Texas, saying he'd just been beaten by his stepfather with a baseball bat. So I called, and he was 13, and he'd been living with him for 10 years. His mother and I divorced him in Houston, and I moved back to Chicago and to Colorado. And I called the police. Long story short, he was in a mental institution the next day to avoid prosecution for beating a child. They said he was crazy. So he was in a mental institution in Dallas, and I finally got him out. I got tested him in May that year, and he was a drug-addicted 13-year-old. So for the next 10 years, I was in and out of all the systems. I left my job. I spent all the time trying to work with the system. And then in December of 2000, he was picked up again in a high-speed chase shootout with Highway Patrol, and he's now serving 48 years in prison for attempted murder. He was sent to the state hospital for a year to get saying this was in trial, and then found saying guilty, which shocked us. So in those 20 years of being in and out of the system with him, and seeing how the schools and the mental health and juvenile justice and all of that handled children, in 97 I started an organization that later became Coaching Kids in 2001, now a nonprofit. And then I found coaching. I met up with Laura Whitworth, who is one of the founders of coaching, and she'd been a partner one time with Thomas Leonard, who's the father of life coaching. And we started, Laura and I, with the Coaches Training Institute, train inmates in the federal prison in Colorado to be coaches. And they coach children in the Columbine area in Jefferson County they coach them. And that program's still going on. We trained up for 4 years. And we trained in a lot of places. And so that's my joke. It changed my life.
So what Roll and I have begun to do is we're forming Life on Purpose here, as you've heard. And one of the things about Oklahoma is, as you know, we incarcerate twice as many women as any other state in the union. And the Oklahoma Women's Coalition put out some statistics. We're number 1 in incarcerated women, number 3 in child abuse deaths, number 4 in divorce rates, number 6 in teen pregnancy, and number 9 murdered by men. And when you think about how many women are murdered by men, you're going, do we need to be happy that the women are incarcerated before the men kill us? No, we're not. That's what a statistic these are. So when we talked about that, we identified Oklahoma as one of the places that might be helped most through the life coaching process. And we know that they're cutting budgets, cutting costs, cutting programs right and left because of the budget cuts. And that will lead to further problems later down the road. So coactive coaching is really a powerful alliance designed to forward and enhance the lifelong process of human learning, effectiveness, and fulfillment. And I can see that we're about 3/4 of the way through our speech and we're getting close to being out of time. So we wanted to go through some core skills with you today, but I think what we're going to do is just go through them really quickly and then turn it back, because are we out of time already? Okay.
I mean, no, you can do
Then we can
that.
finish this stuff, okay? He knows how to do this faster than I do.
So we've identified there are a lot of skills that aren't normally taught in our society, like the level 2 listening we're talking about. Listening at a level that turns loose of self and gives over and gives the gift of being heard. It's one of the coactive coaching skills. And we teach that to children, to inmates. We teach it at IBM and Microsoft and Boeing. It's transformative learning. You do this skills training, transformative, and it creates a more, like in Microsoft, it creates a more collaborative, listening rather than telling, a more teamwork approach. And what it does with these children is it builds self-esteem, self-awareness. Another skill we teach is values. I'm just going to go through them because we have a lot to say about them, each one of them. Values, perspectives, intuition, listening, and visioning. Did I say visioning? Yeah. Visioning, like there were some children in inner city Denver that we were working with 8 or 9 years ago. And we went in right off with the visioning, like, we need to help you create a vision for your life. And they would say, I'm worried about being alive tomorrow morning. You're asking me what my life looks like a month from now? Forget it. And one of those at the end had written out this beautiful vision of being the first woman president. So teaching them that skill and the whole list of coaching skills that we teach that shifts their perspective.
If they want to get involved, you can tell them.
If you wish, we have ways that you can become involved as volunteers. Life on Purpose and Coaching Kids are 501c3 nonprofits, and we'll be creating programs. We're getting ready to go to California to be involved in a workshop there for counselors. But you tell them really quickly how they can get involved.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a coaching skills training for counselors at the South Bay Center for Counseling, 2 minutes south of LAX. Next week we're there, right? Okay. So we're going to meet volunteers for lots of different things. There's a sheet back on the back there to show what we need volunteers for, and place to sign up, and some brochures for coaching kids. We're working on the Life on Purpose brochure, and it's quite done. So